Born to Achieve. Born to Achieve. Welcome to Born to Achieve podcast, the show that inspires and motivates you to unlock your full potential and achieve your goals. With your host, Warren Andrew Pinder. Let's get started on this week's episode of Born to Achieve. Born to Achieve.
The other thing that we do is I have a handheld ultrasound machine, and I put it on the bottom, put them on their bottom when I'm filling their butt on one side, let's say as an example, and I can see exactly what layer I'm in. So I can tell what's muscle, what's a vessel, and what's fat with the ultrasound. And so that's another, and you can see now more and more surgeons are utilizing that for them to be, so they know where they're putting that fat. And it's, it's kind of funny. We talk about, Miami, Florida, everybody always went there because there's so many patients and there's so few surgeons that are working. At the time, there was a lot more surgeons, that it would be cheap that you could get, but it was like a factory, but all of the deaths that ever happened were concentrated in one little area of Miami. It's a small little area, not Miami proper, but it's kind of like a little suburb of Miami. All the deaths around the whole world, if you took at the whole world, was concentrated in that little area in Miami. And so they, because of that, the legislature, the AMA, the American Medical Board, as well as the legislature of Florida, the state of Florida, they changed up the rules on how much fat they can take out, how many cases they can do per day, and how much fat you can put in to a patient. So they're really trying to make strides to make these laws so they don't have these patients and these doctors that, unfortunately, some of them don't have the ethics that they should have, and they just want to, because they make a lot of money doing this, and they're just doing patients after patients. And if you ever, I would tell every patient, because I've had a handful of patients come to me either for revision, because I do a lot of revisions for people that have had a BBL or lipo, and it just doesn't look that good. They want to say, hey, can you help me? And so we utilizing the phaser, as well as different other techniques that I use in lipo and for fat transfers to change their body and to give them the body that they want. Even with all the scar tissue, we're able to work with that. But if a patient ever goes to a doctor, and either one that can't talk to the doctor or they can't see the doctor until the day of, you gotta think about that. Now, you also have to see the training of that doctor. That doctor, how many of these has he done? What does he do it on a regular basis? Does he just occasionally do it? Does he just do it on weekends? You have to go to someone that has done a lot of these cases, because like anybody, things happen. And I've had complications. You're never going to learn until you have a complication. Complications teach you how to become a better physician. But if you're having a complication, or you're having complications because you're just being negligent, or you're just trying to do something too much, too fast, then that's a problem. And so, I just want people to, if you have a gut feeling that something's not right, or, man, I need to talk to this doctor and I can't talk to him, don't go to that place. Because you should always be able to not be rushed, and it should be in an environment where it's tranquil, it's relaxing, and you can just go and get whatever treatment you're looking for, without having the stress of like, why are they pushing me? Why do I have to hurry up? It shouldn't be like that. And so that's one thing that I do say that you have to watch out for. You have to kind of research where you're going, research who's doing it, and make sure you go to a doctor because you know the doctor, not because you go to a company or a clinic just because you know the clinic, but you don't know who the doctor is doing your case. There's a lot of clinics like that, and so you have to kind of be careful with stuff like that.
Thank you for joining today's podcast. We'll be right back.
Achieve Man, written by Warren Andrew Pinder and Dominique Bradford. This book passionately focuses on the challenges women have been made to go through and how to overcome them. In some cultures, being a woman disadvantages the girl child. This book carefully exposes the hurdles you might face. This masterpiece is the ultimate self-help guide for women. It reveals your true purpose and identity. Get your copy today. Available from Amazon.
We now return to today's podcast.
On principle, is there a time when you will tell a patient that enough is enough? You know, you can't go any further?
Yep, I have, and and I've done a lot of cases on like 3, 4, 5 cases. I think 5 is the most that I've done on one person. They're smaller cases, but they're still 5. Absolutely, because some people, and they're not happy, and they're upset with me, but I had to say, look, there's only so much I can do, and I'm not, for one, a lot of people think that this is a weight loss procedure. It's not.
Yeah.
Will your body change? Absolutely. Will you lose weight? Maybe, but more so your shape will be a whole lot better and healthier for you. But a lot of people go into it thinking it's like a weight loss procedure, and it's not. And I've had some patients, especially early on when I didn't have as much experience and I was just doing as many cases as I possibly could, that I would just, a patient go, oh, I want to do this. Okay, we'll do it. And then they come back, hey, I want to do this more, without them really taking care of themselves. I mean, you would think that you spent all this money doing this procedure, you would, want to eat right, want to work out. They didn't. They gained more weight, and they thought, oh, I gained more weight, I'll just go and get more lipo. Just because you have the money to do it doesn't mean you should. And that goes with the physicians. Just because you can do it doesn't mean you should. And so I've had to turn away several patients that just want too much. And some patients, they want all these things. And I'm like, you already have a slim body. There's really, I
commend you.
Yeah, I can't do
I
too
commend you
much
for that.
Yeah.
I totally commend you for that.
And that's the whole thing. And I get it. A lot of clinics, a lot of physicians, especially the younger ones, they just have a high overhead because you buy all these machines, you have your rent, and you have all these people working for you, and you have to pay for all that stuff. And so you want to maintain as many cases as you possibly can.
Okay.
They should always start off small. I've been lucky. I've never had like a high overhead or anything like that, other than a handful of machines. But even the machines aren't bad. I've always been able to take care of that without having to forcibly do more cases. And that's always all doctors. And I really believe this, that they're always in a quandary because they want to do what's best for the patient. But unfortunately, life gets in the way, and how we do medicine, especially in the United States, sometimes it's awesome, but then other times they require you to get, pay all these boards, may require you to pay for all this malpractice insurance. You go to any other country, they don't pay malpractice insurance like we do, and because they don't, I mean, they have lawsuits, but it's very rare. Even if the doctor messed up, they still don't get sued because the people don't do that. In our particular community, even good people, it's very litigious, and so that's a problem that I wish it was a little bit different. But it is what it is, and so we have to maintain that. And so you want to be the best you possibly can at whatever you're doing to help them, do the right thing. And to do that, sometimes you have to turn away these patients that just want too much. Or say, oh, I just want you to do it. Like some patients, I go, I'll definitely treat you, but it's going to take 2 or 3 different sessions. And they're like, no, I only want to pay for one. I just want one session. I'm like, well, you're not going to get the results you're looking for because I got to take off too much fat, or I got to do too many things in too many different parts of the body that you're not going to get the result that you want. I won't be happy, and you definitely won't be happy. And so it's not going to be a good situation. And so patients need to understand that. And I think they do. Within reason, but it's also not only because the patient, may just not realize it, but it has to be the doctor that realizes it, and they have to be able to say, look, I can't help you. I may not be the doctor for you. This is what I can do for you. And if that's not enough, then I'm probably not the guy for you.
We're talking about patients, right? Persons that want to look snatch, like they say, or curve. Right? Mm-hmm. They want the body curvature to stand out.
Oh yeah.
And then those that need for health reasons. So how do a person in those categories, how reaching out to you, what's the advice? If you're talking to another physician to say that they need to lose weight for other health reasons, and then someone coming to you saying, man, I just want to look like that lady there.
Yeah, and a lot of them do that, and we absolutely can help them do that, but they have to kind of prove to us that they're also in it too. I always tell them,
Okay.
I'm going to help you, but I can't do this alone. If I'm just going to be shaping and you're not going to work out, you're not going to eat right, you're not going to do the things you need to maintain your results, then this isn't a good situation, you know? And, but yeah, sometimes I have to talk to another doctor that, let's say they're in a weight loss program, and we have to see, well, let them, I'll have to evaluate them and do a proper history and physical. And then I can look into say, all right, well, this patient, let's give her another 2 months, 6 months. Let's see how much weight she loses and how much healthier she gets. They're always getting usually every 3 months, if they're in that type of program, blood work to see how their blood work is trending. And then once they're healthy enough, even though I'm doing it awake, and I can do a lot, I guess, patients that aren't as healthy, just because I'm not going under general anesthesia. So I can do a little bit more patients that have, not as healthy or have a little bit more issues. Regardless of that, they have to still do what they need to do to become as healthy as they possibly can. And so the surgery can help, obviously, not only looking better, but feeling better. Additionally, I have patients that have what's called lipedema. It's when you see these patients with these very, very large legs. And what we do is we systematically, they're used to wearing compression because that's the only thing they can do. The only treatment for that is liposuction. And so we do it systematically. Okay. Sometimes it takes 3, 4, 5 times to really make their legs smaller and smaller. And we're taking out 5. The most you can take out, at least in this state, is 5 liters. And I've taken out 5 liters 3 or 4 times off of one patient, because you have to understand their legs, they're just larger patients. And so we have to do it slowly over time. And so yeah, it goes without saying, you should always talk to colleagues that are treating that patient to make sure you have a plan going into it, so that, yeah, cosmetically they can look good, but medically they have to be the best they possibly can be.
Now I need you to tell our listening audience the risk of these procedures.
Well, this is the thing, because of how we do anesthesia and how the surgeries are performed nowadays, the risk under a properly trained physician is actually quite low. It's just rare. Now, you may not get the results you want just because the doctor goes, look, I can't take out as much as you want me to take out, and you may not like what you look like, but you're going to be fine. The risks are very low, but it only comes to if you're at a proper clinic or you're in a proper surgery center or hospital. Most of the time, you'll never. It's rare that you would go for any plastic surgeon, cosmetic surgeon to go in a hospital. Most of the time, it's done in a surgery center. And then now, because we're doing so much, everything awake, most of it's done, or not to say most, a lot of it's done in the office. I do a lot of mine in the office, but then again, I'm not doing surgery. I'm not doing tummy tucks. I'm not doing breast augmentations. Everything that I'm doing is pure liposuction. And so with liposuction, you make these tiny, multiple little 3 millimeter holes, and we're able to really shrink that patient down. And for me, they're not under general anesthesia. So these patients get up and walk out, and so it's very safe in that aspect. The only unsafe thing is if you go to a person that hasn't done a lot of these and the person's not paying attention, and let's say they put you to sleep and they're not paying attention, you could perf the inside. I don't see how you can do that, because if you look at the cannulas, somebody has to really not be paying attention to even get in there and perf the belly, let's say, and into the intestines. That's a bad thing. Or perf, let's say if you're up here near the chest and you perf into the rib and you hit a lung. Can that happen? Absolutely. Okay. Has that happened? It has happened in the past. Does that happen? It's extremely rare. So it's very safe. You have to make sure that where you're getting it done is proper, a proper office or a proper surgery center. And then 2, you have to make sure your doctor has the experience to do whatever it is that you want him to do.
Great.
Now for a commercial break.
Achieve Men, written by Warren Andrew Pinder. In this book, you will learn the 7 steps to achieving your dreams and goals. Given the vision to share how the acronym of the word achieve can be used systematically in your day-to-day life. Each of us is given a unique gift from God. Get your copy today. Available in print, ebook, and audiobook from Amazon.
We now return to today's podcast.
Speak to the lady that wants that Coca-Cola bottle shape that they used to say back in the day, and then speak to the lady that has that health problem and needs to lose some weight. Tell them how you can help them.
Okay, for the person that just wants a Coke bottle shape, that one is actually easier because most of the time those patients have a reasonable body. They just want either a larger backside, they want a smaller waist, or they want a larger bust area. And we do what's called natural breast augmentation, so we can transfer to the breast as well as to the bottom. Those are the two main places. Now, like I said earlier, we do the calves, we do the hands to make the hands look younger. There's a lot of things you can do. And now we're doing the face in different areas, in which I would recommend that to anybody because it's your stuff. It's your natural stem cells and your natural PRF or PRP that they take from your blood. That's all natural. It's not an artificial filler like they've been using. I don't know if you've seen in the press, there's all these people getting so much filler and they're like, oh, well, now they're trying to dissolve it. But all my friends that are plastic surgeons that do facelifts, I don't do facelifts, but they do facelifts. They turn a procedure that should be 2 hours, 2.5 hours long to an 8-hour procedure because the filler has just, it's like glue onto their bone.
Wow.
And so they have to clean that off before they can pull back. And so it's all this artificial stuff that you're putting into your body. You have to really think about that. And I'm not really talking about Botox. Botox is temporary. It doesn't, last 2 or 3 months. And then you have to get more Botox if you want it. Those are called neurotoxins. Those are not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about fillers, anything that's artificial, threading, anything that's artificial. That I wouldn't recommend that. Now, people still get them, and that's fine. And safety wise, that's fine. It's just the results as they age, because we're all going to age. And so that's the main thing. You want to slow down the aging process as much. So somebody that wants a Coke bottle figure, we can absolutely do that as long as they're healthy enough and as long as they do what they need to do to maintain those results, working out, eating right, really, getting in there and staying hydrated and wearing their compression garments to slim their waist. Now on the flip side, if it's
this for men and women now. You're talking about for men and women, right?
Yeah. Same thing with men. It's just it's a little different because I'm giving you making a 6-pack on you, and I'm really tightening you down, giving you that V cut that you like to see on these really muscular guys. Once again, you can't be drinking beer and going out and eating hamburgers and do whatever you want to do. You have to maintain those results, and the only way you can do that is staying hydrated, working out. You don't have to go crazy, but you have to, and you got to eat right.
You can spoil it.
Yeah,
you can spoil it. You can put the bugs back.
Yeah. And then to the women, and mostly they're women. I have men too, but mostly women that are, let's say, are larger. They're either obese or morbidly obese, or health wise, they come to me and go, I need to lose weight, but I just can't lose weight. With those patients, it's a little bit different because they're not expecting to have this snatch body. They're expecting to have less fat and to be healthier and to be able to, work out, to start working out, to not be winded, just walking around, and so that's a process. That's a harder journey, not so much harder on me. It's harder on me in the sense that I'm taking away a lot more fat than I would for somebody that already has a decent body. And I'm just adding in to make them have that Coke bottle look. But it can be quite healthy for the patients if they eat right, take the medications like they're supposed to, as well as get liposuction. All together, it helps that journey to have a healthier lifestyle, and eventually they're going to look better. They just will, So that's probably the most benefit that I get as an individual when I see patients like that. If a patient already has a pretty good body and they have maybe a little pudginess here and a skinnier backside, and we add fat to that and it really snatch up their waist, that looks great. And I'm happy for them and they're very happy. But it's the patient that's obese that we can really slim down and they become healthier. They start working out. They start wearing tights, whereas they didn't even want to go work out because their legs were too big. And so they just didn't work out at all. They're getting out, hanging out. And then a lot of them have younger kids. They can play with them and they can hang out with them. And I love that because that's the most important thing. You want to be alive enough. You don't want to just be alive. You want to be alive enough for your kids, especially when they're smaller, so that you can enjoy them. And they're like, well, yeah, my dad or my mom, they're always sitting around because they're overweight. We can help them do that, along with use some medications as well as a surgical intervention with liposuction.
Man, Doc, you being extremely real here on this podcast today, right? Let our listening audience get on your handles. Let them know where they can find you. Like if you want to share some of the costs of your services, so
Absolutely.
forth, go for it.
Now, see, if they are happening, and I have a lot of patients that come to me from different states. I just got through doing somebody from where they were, Wisconsin. I did somebody from Houston, a lot of people from California because I'm in Arizona, tons of people from like Ohio and places like that, even Miami or Florida. And so my company's name or my clinic is True Contour Medical. And so you can find us on truecontourmedical.com. You can easily go up there. My name's George ARMENDARIZ. You can Google my name and it will come up. Which a lot of people, they utilize social media as well as I do too. The LipoDoc. At the LipoDoc is my Instagram. It's also my TikTok. Yeah. Yes. And then I also have a podcast that I talk about more biohacking and more kind of crazy situations that have happened to me as experiences, but also what you can do to just be healthier, and how the administration now is utilizing, the MAHA movement versus what we're doing, what we did in the past, and what about AI, how AI is affecting medicine. It's called Late Nights with Dr. G. It's on YouTube. So that one's also a new one because it's a little bit funnier, and I get down into sometimes it's just me talking, and sometimes it's me with different guests, and we can get down and dirty with talking about a whole bunch of different things.
I got you. But this is extremely, extremely good because, like I said, it's a trending topic. A lot of persons are opting for such services. But like I said, you brought it real. We appreciate that, Dr. George.
Absolutely.
Like I said, there are options out there, but knowing and hearing from you, it seems as if it's a safe option. Yeah. You're looking at a lot, this housewives of Atlanta, housewives of this, housewives of that, and you wonder, what do you see?
Yeah,
It's like, I don't know if you had hands in any of that, but it's some things that we have. Some things that persons want to look like somebody else and see as if you're the person to give that to them.
I've had a handful of patients that were from those type of reality shows, and so it's been kind of interesting in how they what they want. I get it, but we'd have to talk to them about, okay, I know what you want. Yeah. This is what your body gives me, and so I can only we're going to have to find a happy medium.
Yes. But it's been good. I wish maybe we can get on again after we get some response from the show.
Absolutely.
We get some response from the show. It may be a second episode.
Contact
to talk about that.
I'll always love to talk to you. Yeah. So let me know anytime.
Yes. We have had on this episode of the Born to Achieve Greatness podcast, Dr. George ARMENDARIZ. All right. So Dr. Lipo, it's been great. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you so much, guys. Y'all have a blessed day, and I hope to talk to y'all soon. Bye-bye.
Thank you for tuning in to this episode of Born to Achieve. Born to Achieve. We hope you found it informative, inspiring, and motivating. Born to Achieve. If you enjoyed this episode, please share it with your friends and family. Stay focused on your goals, and we'll see you on the next episode of Born to Achieve.
Take advantage of this incredible opportunity. Sign up today and claim your free ebook at www.borntoachievegreatness.com. Follow us on Facebook at Achieve Movement Inc. Get your copy of Exploring Achieveland, A Journey to Realize Your Dreams, Motivational Stories of Kindness, Inspiring Stories for Kids on Amazon and Kindle.